Hi, Alistair. We're back with another masterclass, and this is definitely one that I think our fluency community members will enjoy. I certainly hope so. It's good practice, I think, for important conversations that they might have in the future. And in particular, we're looking at a sort of interview scenario and some important words that they might want to use or get familiar with in that particular sort of situation where they need to sell themselves, sell their skills to a potential employer, right? And so what we've come up with are 3 potential words that will be very interesting for them, and then one sort of a little bit higher level expression, because it does involve a little bit of a few little words that are maybe a little bit more difficult to get into your mind. But yeah, let's go through those first 3 words that you could potentially use in an interview, Alistair. The first one being to be committed, right? That's the first one.
Yeah.
To be committed.
These may be in the section of the interview, not necessarily, but where they ask you about your strengths. Strengths and weaknesses, perhaps. You're selling yourself and your skills. No? So if you're committed, committed to your job, committed to the company, you have a commitment as a noun. Well, a commitment is un compromiso. And this is a false friend that we have mentioned previously here and in the podcast.
Yeah.
So compromise is a different word. Yeah. And if you're interested in that, maybe look back in these masterclasses or in the podcast. Or we might come to it another day.
Yeah.
So that is not the word to use, compromise. If you're thinking of compromiso, you want to say that you are committed.
Absolutely.
Or you have commitment, you could say.
Yeah.
So you're very committed to a cause. If it's not work, is una causa. I'm very committed to, I don't know what it may be, some kind of political cause or charity. Or in the case of your job, obviously you're committed to the company, to its values, to its philosophy, to doing a good job, working hard, all these things. You show commitment. Yeah.
Yeah.
The opposite of not being very interested and lazy and etc. No?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to be committed, right? If you go to an interview, you want to show that commitment. You want to show that you are, really, really into the
motivated,
idea.
interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wanting to do a good job.
Yeah.
You're buying in, somebody say buying into the company or buying into their philosophy or the way they work or the products they sell, whatever it may be.
And
showing commitment.
Yeah, and that maybe you're a committed sort of person in a wider sense as well, right? Generally. You're always committed to whichever cause that you might be involved in. I mean, even your previous job, you were committed. You really showed a lot of commitment to that previous job. You want a new job, and you will show that same commitment to that new job, right? So, and that's what you want to demonstrate. And that's why that word is so important, because in many cases, that's what an employer is looking for. They don't want you to kind of turn up and then leave 3 weeks later,
If you're committed, you stay and you put in a lot of effort and you turn up on time and all these things that make you a very positive, very good worker. Yeah. A good employee. So your sort of dedication, hard work, all these things shows your level of commitment.
Absolutely.
So how much are you committed to the company really? Are you, would you work extra hours or do this or do that or travel a lot? Or you say, no, I finish at 5 o'clock, I go home. That's it. Sorry. And flying? No way. I'm not traveling. So you're not showing a lot of commitment in that case to the post or to the job or to the company or to their values or whatever.
Absolutely. So that's the first word today.
Yeah.
The second word is hardworking, okay, which is kind of self-explanatory, not too difficult to understand. You just kind of want to get the idea across that you're happy to work hard when it's required. And if anything needs to be done, you will be there and, ready to help if a lot of work is needed to be done, right? You're hard working. And it's kind of like a characteristic of yourself. You like to work, you like to challenge yourself. You like to, if hard work needs to be done, then they can count on you, right? They can count.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's the adjective, no? So if you work hard, you are a hard-working person. That's the way of describing yourself. And that's very useful in an interview. obviously, process to you want to demonstrate that you're hardworking. Obviously, you're not going to say, no, I'm lazy, I don't like working hard. That's not going to get you the job. Highly unlikely.
Yeah.
So hardworking is a way of describing yourself, that you don't mind working hard, putting in the effort, putting in the hours if necessary.
Absolutely. Good. Yeah, that's the second one. Then this is a little bit of a stereotype, this third one, but I think it's useful to say anyway. It's the whole idea of being a team player. Now, I think probably 90% of people probably would say that they're a team player when they go into an interview, but it is useful to know the expression just in case they ask, like, oh, how do you work in a team generally, Alistair? And you say, well, I think I'm a good team player. It's not that I just go and do whatever I want. I kind of like engage with the team, want to really understand, what needs to be done as a unit. I'm not
a collaborative person. You're able to collaborate.
Yeah.
So it's a good expression to say a team player, because you're expected to say that really in all interviews, all jobs. They always ask you about, working in a team. Are you able to work in a team? Can you give examples of teamwork? So you can just say, yes, I work in a team very well, but to say I'm a team player is a useful expression to have. No,
it is.
So I'm a person who likes working in team and is able to do it. No?
Yeah.
So I'm a team player. I prefer that to doing things on my own and not collaborating.
Yeah.
So to be a team player is a good thing. Is you function well in a team.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Good. So there you got the three words. Okay. First one being committed, hardworking, and a team player. Those three. Committed, hardworking, team player. Now, if we want to take it to the next level, we can also use one particular expression, which is uses willing. Okay. Willing, and it uses also the way that we measure distance in England, which is a mile. Okay.
Yes,
here in Spain, una milla, in Spain, obviously everything is measured in terms of kilometers. In most countries, everything is measured in kilometers or centimeters, etc. But in the UK, we like to be different, so we talk about miles, right? In America as well, right? Yeah.
So in fact, if you're going to translate this phrase to the rest of the world or to Spain, you'd say kilometer, but we don't, obviously.
No.
The expression is with mile. And if you speak in English, you would have to maintain that mile. It would sound very strange to change it to kilometer.
That's right. Absolutely. So good. Yeah. The expression here is to go the extra mile or be willing to go the extra mile, right?
Yeah. Willing is dispuesto. No?
Dispuesto. Yeah.
So you say, I'm willing to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to say in an interview, because what you're doing then is demonstrating the other three characteristics.
Yes.
So if you are committed to the job, if you are hardworking, and if you are, well, maybe the team player, not necessarily, but let's say team player as well, then you are willing to go the extra mile, not the extra kilometer. So if there is something extra that needs doing, an extra effort to finish a project or to meet a deadline, and that means working through the night or very late or the weekend or whatever it may be. So it's extra hours, extra effort beyond your sort of contractual obligations. Then you're willing to go the extra mile. You're prepared is another, you can say prepared to mean dispuesto also. You're prepared, you're willing to do that, whatever is required, whatever is necessary to get the job done.
Absolutely.
For the benefit of the company and for the team, for everyone. No?
Absolutely.
So it's a good expression that you can use in an interview. Say, yes, I'm very committed because I'm willing to, or they may ask you the question, are you willing to go the extra mile?
Yeah, of course.
To understand what they mean. Say,
absolutely.
Yes, of course. You can't say no to that question, of course. This is the thing with interviews. They're a bit, everyone's going to say, yes, of course I am.
Yeah. I mean, the most important thing is that you understand it and you just kind of with a confident yes. And then maybe with a little anecdote as well.
Some examples.
That's kind of normal for me. To go the extra mile is normal. For example, I did this, and this. An example, I did this, and this. And it's like, if you understand what they're trying to say and you are able to confidently sort of give an answer back and then give little stories, then you're on your way. You're on your way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you say you're willing to go the extra mile, and you say, no, I'm not willing to travel. And you go, no, we're not asking you about travel. Well, I mean, going the extra mile could be traveling, but obviously You're not talking about traveling a mile, a distance. It's nothing to do with that.
That's right.
You might say, no, I haven't got a car, so I won't be able to go the extra mile or
That's
any
right.
miles. But that's not what they're asking you. So
exactly.
Just need to be clear about the meaning. No?
Absolutely. So the challenge here is to use these 3 words, okay? In terms of, describing yourself, you could say, oh yeah, I'm a real team player. You can focus on one of them, for example, the fact that you're committed, whatever it might be, whichever word resonates mostly with you. And then if you want to take it up the next level, you could talk about all of those 3 words, and then also why you are willing, dispuesto, which is also really good business word, willing to go the extra mile. Why are you willing to go the extra mile? Or even some examples about when you went. That is really
you've got various options here, but a good one, if you can tell a story, an anecdote, a real one about when you did go the extra mile. So you did put in a huge effort and a big commitment, having to work long hours to finish something, to meet a deadline, to finish a project. So give us an example maybe of when you, not only you're willing to do the extra mile, you did do the extra mile. Like why and when did it happen? No? Yeah, maybe that if you don't, you could save that for, this is something you could tell us in next Thursday.
That's true.
In more detail, no?
Yeah.
You may not have time in the video. So if you just want to sort of use those committed, team player, etc., and describe yourself, perhaps with a little example, that's great, no?
Yeah.
Depends how long you're willing to do your video.
Absolutely.
It may take a few minutes to be able to give an example.
That's true.
That would be great. And if not, well, maybe think about it.
And an
example of when you went the extra mile that you can save up and tell us about in the masterclass challenge live session next Thursday.
Yeah. Perfect. Alistair, love that one. Really nice. Thank you very much for your time. And we'll be back. We'll be back next week with another little challenge and masterclass. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'll see you then.
Cheers.
All right. Speak soon. See you then. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.